And she thought for sure that she could go dive down and get him. She kept saying, I can't get him, I can't get him.
A man drowns while on a fishing trip with his girlfriend. Hear from the man caught in the middle of this watery tragedy. Plus, a celebration of life in Three Rivers as family and friends remember a hometown hero. And $100,000 in just 30 days, we take a closer look at the effort to save the Douglas.
Honored by the Associated Press for Best Newscasts. Live, local, breaking news. This is News Channel 3, covering West Michigan, live at 11.
Hello, West Michigan. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jared Worksma. We're learning new information tonight about a drowning on Gull Lake. Investigators say a 35-year-old Wyoming man died following an early morning fishing trip with his girlfriend. Kalamazoo County dive team recovered the body at about 4 this afternoon. News Channel 3 had the only cameras on the scene as the dive team found the boat unmanned, still circling in the water. And tonight, News Channel 3's Julia Fellow spoke to a Good Samaritan who helped rescue the woman. She joins us live now. And Julia, clearly, this was a very traumatic event. How is this man handling it tonight?
It was a very traumatic scene, very chaotic event. He said he was just thankful it happened near the yacht club because there were so many people nearby to respond. He was actually at a regatta event nearby as someone pointed out that out-of-control boat you're about to see. He shares how he brought that woman to shore.
She was pretty frantic. Just with everything she'd just been through, she was still dripping wet.
Our cameras captured the chaos this morning as the boat the couple fell off of was still doing laps in the water. Tom Lakota was one of the first Good Samaritans on the scene. He says the fisherman who had just plucked the woman from the water asked if he could take her back to shore. They said a man had just slipped under the water, unable to cling onto the floatable they just threw to him.
At that point, it was just trying to see if we could see down far enough to see the body. We were asking her what the color of his shirt was.
Visibility was about 20 feet, but this part of the lake is much deeper.
I don't think she really wanted to come in, but that was the best thing at that point.
Lakota also took 2 lifeguards from the yacht club onto his boat. He says they were devastated they couldn't rescue him.
She thought for sure that she could dive down and get him, and she kept saying, I can't get him, I can't get him.
The Kalamazoo County Sheriff says there were so many witnesses on scene they were able to narrow down the search to 1 acre.
We have a side sonar that's actually on the bottom of our dive team boat for these events, and they were able to utilize the sonar.
Nearly 7 hours later, dive teams recovered his body.
The family is struggling right now. This is a very traumatic event for them.
Wear your life jackets, and this is just one of those times that would have saved a life.
And the undersheriff says that the man who died was a dentist from the Grand Rapids area. His name won't be released until tomorrow. Reporting live, Julia Fellow, News Channel 3.
Julia, thank you very much. We're learning tonight Palisades Nuclear Power Plant in Covert Township has filed another incident report with the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. A door malfunction on Tuesday left the control room unprotected against radioactive leakage in the event of a radiological emergency. The incident lasted about 9 minutes. According to the NRC, the condition had no impact on the health and safety of the public. Palisades has been under intense scrutiny, forced to shut down several times since September of 2011 for various mechanical issues. Cooling down from a beautiful August day, taking a live look over US 131 at West River Drive right now. Looks like it is very nice out there. People having a nice evening stroll, maybe. Let's toss it over to meteorologist Cindy Kohlbaum. We've got a string of 80s. Heading this way, huh, Cindy?
Yeah, we finally seeing summer return back to West Michigan after seeing several stints of just feeling fall-like as we head outside. But now what we're seeing as we head towards tomorrow afternoon are warmer temperatures. Take a look at your highs for today. Many of us were in the 80s, though upper 70s in South Haven, Battle Creek, Three Rivers, and Coldwater. You will likely be around 80 degrees or even a little bit few degrees warmer as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. Cooling off nicely right now. Many of us are into the upper 50s there into Benton Harbor and Coldwater. Everyone else is into the 60s, still holding tight at 67. They're in Grand Rapids. Clear skies right now. That trend will continue with us as we head towards tomorrow morning. So lots of sunshine again for your Sunday. Highs will be in the lower 80s, but we're talking the upper 80s by mid next week. We'll go into more details in just a couple minutes. Jared.
See you soon, Cindy. We are learning new information tonight about a skydiving accident in Barry County. Michigan State Police say a 40-year-old man from Lansing was skydiving last night at Hastings Airport when he lost control and hit the ground so hard that he lost consciousness. He was flown to Spectrum Butterworth Hospital, and today an instructor at Hastings Skydive tells News Channel 3 they inspected the chute and found it to be working properly and packed correctly. It was the man's first time skydiving, and his condition tonight is not being released. The FAA is investigating the incident. Friends and family members of a 33-year-old Three Rivers native that died in an airplane crash in Afghanistan gathered today to celebrate his life. Jamie Brokaw died April 29th at Bagram Airfield. He was hauling military freight for National Airlines when the plane crashed. Today, his high school classmates organized a memorial service for those who couldn't make his first one. They shared stories, planted trees, and sent lanterns into the sky.
Jamie stayed in touch with people, and no matter where he was at in the world, he connected with them.
Brokaw spent 6 years in the Air Force before he started working for National Airlines. Today, Brokaw's surviving wife was presented with an American flag for his service. Police are asking for your help tonight, tracking down a man who held up a Cedar Springs gas station. Robbery happened around midnight at the Admiral gas station on South Main Street. Police say a white male walked into the store with something in his hand and demanded cash. Then he took off running. K-9 tracked the suspect but lost the trail in the area of Beach and First Street. The man is described as 20-something, about 5 foot 9 inches tall and 190 pounds. He had sideburns and a pierced tongue. Anyone with information is asked to call the Cedar Springs Police Department. Church and business leaders in Kalamazoo are coming together in a renewed effort to save the Douglas Community Association. News Channel 3's Jessica Harthorn found out from City Commissioner Stephanie Moore how the center is trying to reform its leadership after they say financial mismanagement was found within the organization.
$100,000 in just 30 days. That's how much money church and business leaders are trying to raise to save the Douglas Community Association. We asked Kalamazoo City Commissioner Stephanie Moore if it's possible.
Absolutely. Very, very optimistic.
Yesterday, a press conference was held at Mount Zion Baptist Church in Kalamazoo to talk about the fundraiser.
The actions of the United Way really has caused this community to look within to find, if you will, a common unity.
The decades-old center announced earlier this summer the United Way had pulled funding, putting the center at risk of closing. The United Way released a statement to News Channel 3 saying, quote, "Unfortunately, the financial challenges at DCA have continued to mount. Regrettably, the situation has reached a point at which United Way believes that it cannot, in good conscience and good stewardship, continue to provide funding."
The Douglas has had its struggle. It's a nonprofit, has been that way for 100 years, and like every other nonprofit, they struggle. And then, you know, you had some situations from the past that stem from being underfunded. I think it had to get worse for it to get better, and now we're moving into that getting better phase.
Commissioner Moore tells us right now an advisory board is being assembled. Changes were made with the board of directors, and a skilled interim director is now in charge.
So now we're at the point where receiving this $100,000 to this grassroots campaign will really benefit the Douglas, and then it's giving the funders an opportunity to look at us again to consider supporting the ongoing services of the Douglas as well.
In Kalamazoo, Jessica Harthorn, News Channel 3.
Commissioner Moore says $100,000 will only cover 3 months of operating expenses at the center. If you're interested in learning more about the fundraiser, head to our website, WWMT.com. Testing shows West Nile is back in West Michigan. More than 40 confirmed cases in Kent County alone last year prompted the county's health department to test mosquitoes in areas across West Michigan for the virus this year. The hope was to give people an early warning. You can now consider yourself warned. We took a look at some of the ways to protect yourself and your family. Kids get bit by mosquitoes.
Got bit right here and right there, and I got bit right there.
A lot.
Right there, like all over my legs, even right there. And one right here.
And West Nile virus sounds scary.
Because it does worry me, and now that I know it's more and more likely every day.
But Jennifer George worries about West Nile to the same extent that most of us do.
I wonder about it, but it doesn't affect my life.
But now that testing confirms West Nile virus is in West Michigan again, the Kent County Health Department is suggesting we let it affect our lives a little.
I worry more for him because as any parent, you worry about your kids.
And Kent County says that's good, but people over 55 are actually the most vulnerable. Luckily, most of us already use some precaution.
I put bug spray on him in the evening, but I don't really think about it. I might now, though, now that I know more information about it.
Other big precautions include eliminating standing water from around your home and knowing the symptoms of West Nile. Again, like George, most of us don't.
But now I'm going to probably go home and research it, and every time it gets bit, I'm probably going to be one of those paranoid moms.
Can't stop the paranoid moms, but here is some more useful information. According to the Centers for Disease Control, most people who contract West Nile show no symptoms. Up to 20% can experience mild illness, fever, headaches, rash, and swollen glands, but the most rare and severe cases can cause severe headaches, high fever, stiff neck, disorientation, coma, tremors, paralysis, even death. A mouthful there. Still ahead on News Channel 3, the day of rage in Egypt may be over, but chaos continues in Cairo. What Egypt's government is threatening in an attempt for peace. Rocking so hard he hurt his neck, apparently. The Arcadia Rock Fest is rocking downtown Kalamazoo right now. The annual event benefits the Right for Kids Foundation, which supports a number of children's programs in the area, advocating education, literacy, and child abuse prevention. Right now, the Michael Jackson tribute band, whose Bad is on stage. Oh, there's Keith right there. We found those photos, apparently. News Channel 3 is a proud sponsor of the event. Our very own Keith, as I just said, Thompson, is there tonight, too, emceeing. Let's check in now with meteorologist Cindy Callbaum, the one that is not Keith. Shaping up to be a pretty nice sunny week, huh?
Beautiful day today. Gorgeous weather for tonight to head out to the Arcadia Fest. So tonight we're seeing some very pleasant conditions. Tomorrow, more of the same. Some very nice pleasant conditions. We're keeping those dew points low and we're just warming up those temperatures. So they're still very pleasant to enjoy, even though most of us will be seeing those lower 80s for tomorrow. But we're warming up even more as we head towards the middle of next week. We're keeping all the sunshine as we head even to Wednesday. And that's when those mid to upper 80s are back into the forecast. It's been a while since we've seen heat like this. So gradually, we are going to warm up to these temperatures, which is good. We're just not going to just jump right into them head first. So the good news is, though, tonight we're seeing those very comfortable conditions. We can still open up those windows, enjoy these temperatures. Many of us are into the lower to mid 60s. We're now seeing a few upper 50s around Coldwater and also around Benton Harbor, but we're still seeing those mid 60s, upper 60s, almost there as we head towards Grand Rapids there at 67. Here in Kalamazoo, we are at 63 degrees for tonight. So we are seeing clear skies. We had a few clouds kind of join us here and there around the Calhoun County area, all the way up through Berry County. Those are starting to dissipate and will continue to do so as we head overnight tonight. We're just seeing some very nice conditions. High pressure system is in full force for the next several days. Just like we saw last week, everything is going to kind of continue on this week. So this high lingers around. It's going to keep our winds calm, so it's enough to actually really warm up the atmosphere. All this sunshine that we're seeing and the lighter winds warming up that atmosphere, seeing warmer temperatures as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. Sunday night into Monday could see a few clouds here and there, but waking up Monday morning with tons of sunshine, and that trend continues on with all that sunshine into Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. So mid-50s for tonight, a very nice night, and then tomorrow, just gorgeous conditions. Another great day, lower 80s throughout all of West Michigan. And then we finally see some rain, though it comes with a few thunderstorms as well, because that's when we start to see those warmth and that moisture working its way in as we head towards your Wednesday. So Wednesday will be a warm and muggy day. Mid to upper 80s. We're talking upper 80s near 90s as we head towards your Wednesday afternoon.
Some storms there on Thursday, maybe? Is that what I see?
Yeah, we're seeing
maybe?
some stormy activity. A cold front comes through, and then it cools us back down to average for next Friday and Saturday.
Okay, really quick, I should not have said that you are the one that is not Keith. I got to give some love to Jeff, too. I don't want him to come in the morning and see this and say, oh, so Jeff, the man, the myth, the legend.
The morning.
Porter.
Yes.
The morning man. Okay, Cindy, thank you so much. Jeff, there's your shout out. We got a break coming up. We'll be back in just a minute.
For breaking news, text WWMT News to 67336.
Making headlines tonight.
This is going to be a months-long investigation. The NTSB's mission, the whole reason that we're here, is to find out what happened so that we can prevent tragedies like this from happening again.
Federal investigators held another news conference this afternoon on their investigation into the deadly UPS plane crash. They say they haven't found any problems with the controls in the jet that crashed while landing in Alabama Wednesday. They previously said a cockpit warning went off seconds before the crash and are now trying to figure out why that is. Egyptian security forces storm a Cairo mosque, rounding up hundreds of supporters of the country's ousted President Mohamed Morsi. Protesters barricaded themselves in the mosque overnight, trying to avoid arrest. Officers raided the mosque this morning, fearing the Morsi Muslim Brotherhood planned to set up another sit-in. This comes just days after officers broke up 2 sit-ins that launched days of violence, leaving more than 600 dead and thousands injured. The government is now considering banning the Muslim Brotherhood. The Beaver Creek wildfire in central Idaho continues to spread today. It's charred 92,000 acres since it sparked 10 days ago. It's now bearing down on several resort towns, including Haley. More than 700 state and federal firefighters are now trying to protect homes, including second homes to celebrities such as Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Hanks, and Bruce Willis. So far, more than 2,300 houses have been evacuated. The fire is less than 9% contained at this point. This isn't your everyday implosion. Scientists set up 600 seismographs around Warren Hall in Hayward, California today, and then blew the 13-story building up. The goal, to map out where the ground might shake the most when the next big earthquake hits. Hall was built near the Hayward Fault, considered the most dangerous fault in the country. Data collected today will take at least 3 months to analyze.
Now, Andy Pepper with tonight's sports on News Channel 3's Live at 11.
The Tigers back on the field tonight at Comerica, looking to awaken their insert adjective here, dormant, sluggish, slumbering offense. Detroit managing just 6 hits and a single run in last night's doubleheader loss to the Royals. To the Motor City we go. Detroit, happy to tell you, wasting little time getting started. Bottom 1, in fact. Prince Fielder, locked and loaded. Prince driving one to the wall in left center. Don Kelly going to scoot home with the first run of the game. Prince cruising into second with the double. Your very next batter, Victor Martinez, going to shoot one past Alcides Escobar. Prince races home. 2-0 game, so Detroit already with one more run than they had in yesterday's doubleheader. Things then getting real interesting here in the fourth. Doug Fister with the 59-footer. Brian Pena thinks the ball is fouled off, so he doesn't even bother to chase it. Chris Getz alertly races all the way to third. Let's take a look at the replay. The ball bounces, clearly hits the bat of Escobar, but the home plate ump said it was a wild pitch, not a foul ball. Jim Leland doesn't care. He comes out and he is hot. You can see the smoke coming out of his ears. The skipper just breathing fire. Leland ejected. Brian Pena ejected moments after that. 7th inning. Yeah. Jared Worksma likes it. Line shot for Prince into the right center field bleachers. His 19th. And if you like that, you will love this. Bottom 9. Miguel Cabrera. Not the longest homer he's ever hit.
It'll get it done.
It'll get it done. Walk-off shot for Miggy, his 39th. Tigers a winner by a final of 6-5. So we go from that high to this low. Major League Baseball handing down yet another PED-related suspension today. Royals infielder Miguel Tejada suspended 105 games for amphetamine use, one of the longest suspensions the league has ever handed down. The 39-year-old was subject to 25 and 80-game suspensions for his second and third positive tests. He was so dumb he had 2 more, so both those occurred this season. He is done. Little League World Series action from Williamsport. The Great Lakes champs from Michigan, Grosse Pointe Wood Shores, with an elimination game tonight against Iowa. Michigan down 6, heading into the bottom of the 6th. But here comes the Mitten State. Thomas Maxey, 3-run jack to make it a 6-5 game. So Michigan, no hit by California in their opener, then held hitless tonight until the 5th, with a chance now to win it late. So you're telling me there's a chance. But Iowa able to avoid the final inning meltdown. Lewis Cardinal strikes out to end it. Grosse Pointe Wood Shores eliminated by a final of 6-5.
That was a setup.
Man,
that's rough.
Hey,
that's good. Well done, I guess.
I just report the news, Jared. All right, NFL news. The Lions signing former Pro Bowl cornerback Rashean Mathis today. The 33-year-old played all 10 of his seasons with Jacksonville. Mathis has 30 career interceptions, but just 2 in the last 3 seasons. College football now. The Associated Press releasing its preseason poll today. Michigan checks in at number 17. The Wolverines, the second highest ranked Big Ten team after number 2 Ohio State. Michigan State will begin the season unranked. The Spartans, unofficially the 26th ranked team in the land. 2-time defending champ Alabama is, surprise, surprise, your preseason number 1. Some other notables: Notre Dame 14th, Nebraska 18th, Northwestern and Wisconsin 22nd and 23rd respectively. Sprint Cup news. Jimmy Johnson crashing nose first into a wall during today's practice session at Michigan International Speedway. The 5-time champ thankfully is okay, but will have to start tomorrow's race from the rear of the field in a backup car. Johnson has never won at MIS. One of just 5 tracks he's failed to take the checkered. How about this afternoon's truck race at MIS? James Buescher passing Kyle Busch with 3 laps to go on the way to his first victory of the season. Buescher, the defending Truck Series champ, hadn't finished higher than 3rd all season long. Busch settling for 2nd today because he's always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Get this, 4 second-place finishes and 7 career Truck Series starts for Busch at MIS. Ty Dillon was 3rd. We've had a solar eclipse, folks. Jared will have more in a moment.
We didn't need that.
Moving now to the World Championships in Moscow, the great Usain Bolt cruising to an easy win in the 200. His 3rd straight world title in that event. Bolt winning in a time of 19.66. This despite pulling up a bit at the very end. The Jamaican, who also won the 100-meter dash, can make it 3 golds tomorrow when he runs in the 400. I mentioned I was in Jamaica last week. Usain Bolt is just a national
He's a big deal.
hero.
He's always pulling up the end. Just kind of, lemon juice in the cut.
Absolutely beloved down there.
Thank you very much, sir. A final check on your weather when we come back. What did you see?
News Channel 3 is sponsored in part by Menards.
Teach everything from how to care from an animal, what to do with the fiber off the animals, spinning, weaving, knitting, crocheting, felting, anything that you can do with fiber, we teach you how.
17th annual Michigan Fiber Festival is drawing big crowds to the Allegan County Fairgrounds. Organizers believe between 10 and 11,000 people will flock to the grounds this weekend to check out all the things fiber. There are demonstrations, workshops, and of course, live animals, including a camel. The festival runs through tomorrow. I didn't mean to laugh. I mean, it looks like an awful lot of fun. It's just, you wouldn't think that would draw, that many people. But
knitters. There's a lot of knitters.
Really? I would love to go to a fiber festival, Jared.
I'm going to go.
You can go tomorrow. It's a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, lower 80s. Head out. Give me some yarn. I'll knit you.
On to the Fiber Festival tomorrow.
Make a shopping list and I will pick it up.
There you go.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Check us out online, WWMT.com. Have a good night.